Hello guys, it's Mr. Rhodes. I want to show you guys what you will be doing today. Your learning target is that the student can generate a powerful introduction and conclusion for their companion book. I want to remind you guys of a few things we will want to do in our introductions and conclusions. You do not need to write down this list, but just review it. It's a lot of things you already know about introductions and conclusions, but I'm refreshing your memory. Especially for a companion book, what we're going to want to do is grab the reader's attention, knowing that we're writing about our book that we've already read. If you guys can think of anything inside your book, such as a character action or quote, the setting itself, the time period sometimes can be pretty interesting, or the main conflict of the story, any of those that would catch the reader if you start your introduction with that. After catching the reader's attention, you're going to include a quick summary of the book, in a matter of 4 or 5 sentences, summarizing or summing up your book as a whole. After that, include a review of all the main points, the big ideas of your companion book. Those are the ones that you should already have done, whether that is your 3 big main ideas. That was a minimum. Some of you guys are getting at 4 or 5. You're going to want to introduce all of those main ideas. And to end your introduction, you might want to end with something witty or creative to get the reader thinking about the book a little bit further. Things to remember about conclusions are a little bit more simple, but they are similar to the introductions, whereas you will want to review the overall points or the purpose of your companion book. And once again, ending your entire companion book, you may think of a bit of a witty or creative comment at the end to keep the reader thinking about either a theme or a craft of your book. So before I talk about today's timeline, I'm going to bring up the companion book for The Stolen Party, which we're familiar with. I want you to think of those bullet points I just read through and see how well that is achieved by the author of this companion book writing about the Stolen Party. So here's the introduction for this companion book that you guys can try to compare yours to when you make your rough drafts today. The Stolen Party by Liliana Hecker introduces Rosara, a protagonist who dreams big. In the first scene, Hecker shows the reader that this young girl hopes to be rich someday like her friend Luciana. Luciana is having a birthday party and Rosara has been invited. Rosara's mother, a maid for Luciana's family, doubts that this invitation is real. The story unfolds as Rosara attends the party and believes she belongs, but the author lets the reader see that the mother may have been right. By the end, this story is turned tragic and Rosara is forced to face the fact that her dreams were pure fantasy. I do want to point out that in that last sentence, or as they're writing about the end of the story, they're not exactly giving away the clues or the secret about the end of the story. Moving on here, this is going to start to introduce the big ideas or the chapters of this companion book. It says, in this companion book, you'll read about the complicated relationships that the author develops in this story. These have twists and turns that are worth thinking about. You will also read interpretations of key settings and images, how these are symbolic in the story. And finally, you'll get a real treat, a chance to read a fan fiction scene that is not in the original story but helps explore Rosara's friendship with Luciana. This book will make you think even more about this powerful story and the effective craft of Luciana Hecker. So that's a small example of just trying to be a little bit witty or creative in the last sentence to keep the reader thinking about the book. We'll go down to the conclusion. We're going to see that it serves about the same purpose, the overall point of this companion book. So here's the conclusion. Liliana Hecker gives the reader a lot to think about in the short story. The Stolen Party, Rosara's dream to fit in with her wealthy friends, family, and life is crushed. Rosara's mother is proved right, but is sadder because of this. Is a lesson of this heart-wrenching tale, don't dream big, perhaps. Or it may be the kind of story where there is no easy lesson to learn. Instead, it might be a reminder that it hurts to be used by others. All right, so this person is choosing to really zone in on the themes of the story overall and the conclusion, which is going to keep the reader thinking about the overall purpose of the book and your companion book. Your timeline today then, I can erase some of this because I got this video recording to work. We already analyzed the companion book. You may want to have a little chat what you think was done well. Basically, the bullet points we reviewed up here for introduction and conclusion were met by these examples. So if you want to see them further, grab a companion book for yourself and try to mimic some of the techniques used in our example, the companion book. Today you're going to want to work individually and silently. If you're moving around the room, moving out of your seat, you're going to want to find a space by yourself. If your substitute today believes that you are focused enough through the class period working individually, he'll make the choice that your last 10 minutes of class can be used by pairing up with one partner and to share your introductions and conclusion rough drafts and to help each other generate some more ideas for those rough drafts. Although, if he doesn't feel like you guys used your time wisely or you were already chatting more than you should have during your work time, that last 10 minutes will be taken away. So, looking into tomorrow, guys, on Friday, you will be holding some more Socratic circles about your writing, trying to share some recent writing that was done this week and getting some class or peer comments on that work. Besides that, you guys can get situated today and begin writing.